Hey guys! All right, we are ready to begin. I just want to go ahead and thank you all for hopping on tonight. I know your schedule is super busy, and so we're just excited to share with you the 3 deadliest mistakes that network marketers make. As you can see, I have an empty seat next to me. Adam is actually on his way to the babysitter's house, and the babysitter got off of work late, so he's having to wait there with Hannah. And so he will be here as soon as possible, but we just wanted to make sure that we started off on time and we have a lot of information for you. So I just wanted to begin. Anyway, the show must go on, and y'all are entrepreneurs and you know exactly how it is. For those of you that don't know who Adam and I are, my name is Michelle, by the way. It's great to meet you. We started our network marketing career 8.5 years ago about, and it's just been such an amazing journey. Basically, long story short, when we were introduced to network marketing, we were financially in dire straits. That was when the economy in California and all of the US actually was suffering, and California was hit especially hard, especially with the housing market. And Adam originally was in luxury boat sales. So as you know, when people are getting foreclosed on their houses, there's no way that banks are approving loans to get boats. So we were virtually out of income overnight. I used to work at the mall, and also I used to be a bona fide shopaholic. So working at the mall was completely dangerous for me. I ended up racking up 7 large credit cards. At one point in my shopping spree career, I was, Visa's best customer. And then when I couldn't pay the bills, I became their worst customer, and they were sending me hate mail and calling me. Their collection company was calling me all hours of the night. So it was a complete nightmare. And because of network marketing, we're able to pick ourselves up from the floor and start over. And it didn't matter what our background was. It didn't matter what our educational level was. We were able to, out of sheer desire and the help of other people, make it. And 2 years in to our network marketing journey, we're both able to quit our full-time jobs, and we're able to pay off all of those high balance credit cards. So fast forward, Adam and I are both stay-at-home parents to our daughter, Hannah Grace, who will be 2 years old in April. And it's just been such an amazing journey, and we love this profession. And one thing that we love is just the quality of people that come in, and you get to work with amazing people. And one thing that kind of just makes us sad is, people get started with us and we see it all the time. They're super excited. You get the goals down on paper. You help brainstorm the vision of their life that they're super excited about. And then a couple weeks in, they disappear from you. Have you guys ever had that happen? And you start to wonder why, what happened? I mean, they were super excited about the business. They were super excited about their new vision for their future, for their family. And we believe that these 21 mistakes that we talk about in our book, and we're going to go over the top 3 tonight, is the reason why. Because we go out there and we conduct our business, and we are well-meaning, but we end up doing a couple of things that end up turning people off. We receive rejection, and because of that rejection, it's so hurtful when it comes from friends and family, we end up hanging up on our businesses. And that's what happened to a lot of people. Adam and I had really been tempted to do the same, but we didn't have anywhere else to go. And that's pretty much the reason why we were so hungry and why we stayed in the game. So tonight, we're just going to go over that. If you could hold on a second, I'm going to go to our presentation that we prepared for you. I just wanted to be live to say hello so you could put a face with a voice. And let me know on the chat here if you have questions. Also, if you could go ahead and see the screen okay with the PowerPoint. I'm going to screen share our desktop, so it's going to be a little bit strange at first, but we will get you on there. Okay, so hold on one second. Let me try that again. There we go. Okay, so here we go. The 3 deadliest mistakes that network marketers make. If you implement these strategies, these are 3 areas that we want to add value to and increase. We want to accelerate your success. You know, when you know what to do, that's great. But when you know exactly what hidden pitfalls to avoid, you will have quicker success. Avoiding those pitfalls and conducting yourself in a way that attracts other people to your business will alleviate your rejection and your team's rejection as well. I know we have a lot of leaders on this call or on this webinar, so teaching your team will alleviate their rejection. Therefore, they'll stay in the business longer and have a chance at lasting success. To elevate the profession, we got to admit it, guys, when we make these mistakes, that especially these 3, it paints a negative picture of our profession. And to us, that is unfair. If you think about it, think of all the benefits of network marketing: uncapped income, time freedom, the ability to leverage, and you don't have to go into massive amounts of debt to start your business. All of that on paper sounds amazing. So why isn't it that everybody is like knocking down your door to join your business? It's because we need to change the way that we conduct our business. Not all the time, but there's these hidden pitfalls that really are a thorn in everybody's side. And so when we could do these differently, we'll be able to elevate the profession. So the first one is something that's near and dear to our heart. We call it the bait and slammer. And to paint the picture of exactly what the bait and slammer is, I want to share with you a story. When we were beginning our network marketing business, we just knew that once people saw it, it would make so much sense to them that we just had to get the information in front of them, right? So we also knew the fact that if we told them it was network marketing, everybody says, oh, is that one of those pyramid schemes? Then that would create resistance. So we didn't want to come up against that resistance. So what we did instead was we would set a party up and we would invite them and then surprise them with a business presentation. Well, fast forward, we found out that people would put up their walls even stronger and bigger walls. So we had to even work harder to get them to realize how awesome it was. And so early on in our career, we ended up ordering a pay-per-view fight. And it was the Margarito and Pacquiao pay-per-view fight. You know, pay-per-view fights are super expensive, and so everybody wants to come over and watch it for free, right? We even had truckloads of pizza there. And about 30 people ended up showing up, and we're like, this is awesome. So before we got up in front of the crowd and we said, well, before we could eat and before we the fight starts, we want to share a business with you. And everybody's arms just folded and they were completely caught off guard, and their happiness and excitement to watch the fight was completely changed into what just happened. And so they were very mad. The good news is we had a lot of people join that night. I would say probably about 4, but the rest of the 27 or 26 people, they're completely closed off to learning anything about it. So the psychology of why people do it, I just mentioned it. You know, you are super excited and you believe in your company and your products. Some of your friends and family, they might not believe in network marketing. So you just believe that if you could just get it in front of them, everything's going to be okay. So let's go over exactly what to do instead. And Adam, hi.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Man, thank God for a team. We're a team, so when hiccups happen,
yeah, exactly,
the other can fill in. You got the more beautiful one.
So Adam, go ahead and talk to us about the direct and indirect after you catch your breath, because I know you ran in here.
Yeah, got my exercise. So, man, the direct versus the indirect invitation. So the direct, just to clarify for those that may be new to the profession, The direct is when you call somebody and you say, hey, Joe, it's Adam. Hey, listen, dude, I just found a business opportunity. We're all going to get rich. Here's the information, and we can make a lot of money. So you're directly pitching them the opportunity. The indirect is where you make it more about you than you do about them. What I need to make it more about is cardio right now. So anyway, the indirect would be, I call my buddy Joe and I say, hey, Joe, it's Adam. Hey, listen, do you have a minute to talk? And Joe says, yeah, what's going on, man? Say, hey, well, as you know, I've been working at the post office for years, and Michelle's been working at the school district. I'm just making this up, by the way. And with us having a daughter and working as many hours as we do, things have just been tough. So we found a solution. We actually started a business, and it's going to allow Michelle to be a stay-at-home mom, and I'm going to follow suit shortly after. I want to show you what we're doing. Are you on or near a computer to check this out? So I'm asking Joe to take a look at what I'm working on, not a business that's for him. Now, if he sees it, he's going to obviously, you know, his hand's going to get raised and he's going to want to take a part of it. So two totally different approaches. Now, there's a formula that we believe, a formula of success for a proper invitation. It's right there at the bottom. First, you got to qualify the schedule. You're going to include your why. You're going to ask for a favor, and then you're going to invite them to an event, to a website, to a home party, whatever the case may be. Now, just to let you know what qualify the schedule means, it's easier if you ask if they're free on Wednesday night first and then invite them to your event, rather than inviting them to your event and then asking if they're free. If you call them and I say, hey, Joe, hey, man, are you busy Wednesday night? And he goes, well, I don't think so. What's going on? Well, you just increase the success of them coming to your home party because he just qualified and told you he's free. Now, he might snake his way and back out of it, but it's easier if you do that first rather than, you know, asking Joe, hey, listen, you know, you tell a little bit about your why. You want to be at home. You want your wife to be at home with your kids. That was one of our huge whys. We wanted to raise our kids and not have somebody else raise them, and then ask a favor. And if they already told you they're free, well, you can basically say, hey, Joe, man, I'm counting on you. Can you do me this favor? So Michelle's going to give you a skit here, or a script. Excuse me, in just a moment.
Well, I want to back up real quick and just really hone in on this slide on in particular the direct versus indirect, and Adam did a great job at explaining those. What we found and what we did early on in our network marketing career was we directly pitched every single person that we came in contact with, you know. And a lot of times if you talk to big leaders in network marketing, when they were introduced to their company, they weren't necessarily looking for something. So when you directly pitch everybody, you're almost taking 95% out of the 95% of the people you talk to out of the game. So when you indirectly approach them, they're going to take a look and they will see it for themselves. And if it makes so much sense to them, they will make it work in their schedule. Does that make sense? So just wanted to hone in on that point, because I think that's a huge light bulb moment for us. And it's a huge light bulb moment every time we coach someone.
Yeah, that was probably by far one of our biggest revelations in this business, is when we stopped trying to convince people to join and we just got them to take a look. And then once they got educated, they could make an educated decision. Great point, Michelle.
Yeah, and so that way you don't feel like a salesperson. You know, we don't want to be salespeople to our friends and family, especially. So when you do it that way, they don't feel like you're being a salesperson as well. So you could go ahead and write down this formula. It's just an easy plug and play way for you to devise your own script. But if we were to just put out the script for you, it goes something like this. Hey, Mary, do you have a quick minute, or did I catch you at a bad time? That's always just proper etiquette to do that. Are you available on Saturday afternoon around 2? That would be an example of qualifying the schedule. As you know, I really want to be a stay-at-home mom to Hannah, and Adam and I found a way to do it. I'm sharing my why. Now, I recommend that your why be something that is deeper than just making extra money. You know, I think especially with the people that love you, your friends and family, you want to enroll them in a cause. You want to emotionally enroll them in why you're working on this. And more people will want to do something for you than they want to do something for themselves. And then can you please do us a favor and come over to learn how you could support us?
I want to point out on that last line, the third paragraph there where it says Adam and I found a way to do it. Right here, if you just change the verbiage in your home presentations, in your invitations, and you speak with more authority and you get rid of the, well, we're going to try this out, we're going to see how it goes, we got involved in this thing. If you don't have the buy-in and the confidence and the posture when you're showing it to people, they aren't going to buy in either. And so it's those little things that we did back in the day that we didn't even know we were self-sabotaging our own success because we were, we thought we believed, but the words that came out of our mouth proved that we didn't. And it's those little things. So watch what you say. It definitely can affect your business.
Also, if we could just go back to that real quick, come over and learn how you could support us. This is a great way to expose your business to your closest friends and family. Either way, if they could just come over and support you and be a cheerleader, that's awesome. Maybe it's a no for now, but they will come around later. And also what you want to work out is referrals. Maybe it's not for them, but they know people that they could get you in contact with. So it becomes a win-win situation.
Great. So here's some tips for you guys on the Bait and Slammer. There's something I talk a lot about, which is urgency versus being pushy. So here's what happens. A lot of network marketers, they get started and they want to show their friends, but they don't want to be pushy. So they call them, they say, hey, Joe, we started a business and I'd love to get your opinion, your feedback. Here's the link. Here's a magazine. Here's a DVD. Whenever you get a chance, brother, no rush. I know you're busy. Just, watch it when you can and get back to me. Well, I'm going to tell you right now, Joe's never going to watch that because you just gave him whenever he gets around to it. When's the last time you got something done when you got around to it? I mean, your wife probably has a list of getting around to it, topics and things for you to do. And so here's another way to look at it. If I was broke down on the side of the road because of a flat tire at 3 in the morning and I had our 2-year-old daughter in the back seat and I called my best friend and I said, hey, Jimmy, it's Adam. He's like, what's going on? What time is it? And he's all disillusional. And I say, listen, man, I'm broke down on the side of the road. I got a flat tire. I got my daughter in the back. She's screaming. She's crying. She's really hungry. But hey, bro, whenever you get around to it, if you could, whenever you get up, I know you have coffee around 9. If you could make your way down the freeway, I'd really appreciate it. There's no urgency there. So the point is when you're calling people, you don't want to be pushy, but you do want to be urgent. Hey, Jimmy, it's Adam. Hey, listen, man, do you have a minute? Did I catch you at a bad time? No, I got a minute. What's up? Okay, good. I've only got a minute as well. Here's the deal, man. I've been working at the same factory for 30 years. I got nowhere to move up on the ladder there. Michelle's hours got cut back. We got 3 kids to feed. So we found a solution. I've got a business that I'm involved in. I'm not sure if it's for you or not, but I need to get your feedback because I'm looking for some people to partner with. And I know you know a lot of people, and maybe you could point me in the right direction. Well, I don't know, man. He starts giving you the push. Listen, it's really important I get this information in front of you in the next 24 to 48 hours. So when could you jump on a computer, or when could I swing by the house? Now, I'm not being pushy. I'm just creating urgency that I got 3 kids to feed. Michelle's hours are getting cut back. And the point is I'm trying to get him emotionally enrolled on why I'm doing the business. So there's a big, big difference there.
Good. And also, it's nice to have 2 events to choose from. So if Mary ended up saying, no, I'm actually tied up Saturday afternoon, you could fall back on another event, or you could always fall back on an online presentation. So by doing that, you just increase your odds of getting somebody to take a look.
Awesome. So you guys obviously see the slide. The next one is the not interested objection. I think it's better if I role play. So let's say I call Michelle and I invited her over and she says, not interested.
Not interested.
Okay. So you're not interested in a business or something. Give me a pushback.
Well, I'm not really interested in one of those things.
Oh, Michelle, I hear you loud and clear. In fact, I'm not even asking you to join my business. What I am asking you to do is to swing by the house on Saturday for about 30 minutes so you can learn what my other girlfriend and I, just kidding, what my wife and I are working on. You may see something in it for yourself, but the biggest value that you bring is just the support. Could I count on you to come by on Saturday?
Well, if you put it that way.
Yeah, you see, it's like I'm releasing all pressure from them joining, because most people don't want to come to a home meeting or any meeting for that matter, because they're afraid they're going to get pressured. And nobody likes getting pressured. You know, we're only looking for the volunteers. So just give them permission to say no. Listen, I'm not asking you to join, but I am asking you to take a look. I mean, we've been friends for 15 years. Could you at least learn about what I'm doing? That way, if you know someone that would be a good fit, you could send them my way. And I think they would agree to that.
That's good. And also, it's just important for yourself and to teach people that come onto your team to detach themselves from the outcome. You know, as far as rejection goes, when rejection comes from our friends and family, you know, when your mom, who you thought was going to be your customer for sure, says no, they take it personally, and we take it personally. It's really hard not to, but train your team to detach themselves from the outcome. It's just like offering dessert. If they don't want it, no is never forever. There's been so many people that have circled back around years later because we preserved the friendship as well. We didn't pressure them. We didn't guilt trip them.
Didn't strangle them.
We didn't strangle them, even though deep down inside we wanted to. We kept that door and line of communication open, and we were graceful to accept their no. So it's really important to do that.
Absolutely. So most companies all have some form of a video presentation that you could show prospects. You know, you might be a product-based business, service-based business. We all do things a little bit differently. But here's a tweak that we found in our career. We weren't actually taught this. We figured it out through frustration and trial and error. And let me ask you this question. Do you ever give people your website and then they never find it? They never actually get on there. They never watch it. And you don't know actually when they're watching it. And you don't know, like, effectively, you can't set up a three-way caller because you don't know when they're getting around to doing it. So here's what we started to do. We don't give out our website until they can actually watch the presentation. So if I did call Joe or Jimmy and I say, hey, listen, I'm working on something I want to show you. And he goes, great, what is it? I say, listen, are you on or near a computer right now? You might want to invite them to a home meeting, so you can tweak this however way you want to. But I would say if he goes, well, not at the moment, but just give me the website and I'll check it out later. I'd say, Jimmy, I'd love to, but I actually have to walk you through it. So when can I call you back? When would you be on a computer? Again, don't put the control of your business in their hands, because if he says he'll call me back and he doesn't, now I feel like the pushy guy, like I'm stepping over, you know, the boundaries if I call him back. So I don't lose control of the ball. I keep the ball in my court. So I say, hey, Jimmy, when would you be on a computer? He says 7 o'clock. So I call him back. I say, listen, I want you to go up to the web address, the address bar, the URL, and whatever website is displayed right now, I want you to delete that, and I want you to type in www.xyzbusiness, whatever your website is, .com, and I want you to describe back to me what you see. Now, if they don't describe back to you to their website, they might have gone to Google and typed it in a search engine. 9 times out of 10, if not 10 out of 10, they type it in a search engine. So he describes back to me what he sees. I say, great. I've got 4 short videos there. I want you to hit play. In fact, just set the phone down. I'm working on some emails here, and as soon as you're done, we'll make sure we get your questions answered while it's fresh in your mind. Now I know he's on the video. Now I can start text messaging people for a three-way caller, you know, for validation. And I don't have to follow up. Did you look yet? Did you look yet? Did you look yet? I created urgency. I walked them through it. I kept it really, really simple.
That's really good. I think, if anything, the 2 points from this that you should really hone in on is, 1, overcoming the not interested objection, because that's magical if you just release them from pressure. And then also this website invitation tweak. That's magical. Adam, you have all the good ones tonight.
Yeah, so I got the goods.
Anyway, so you want to also keep your event short, it's simple and duplicatable. The events that are short normally have more people signing up because everybody's busy. They probably had to set a babysitter, or they have other things that they need to get to. So if you run long on your time, you're forcing them to go home and do it later, or they hop onto the internet, and instead of getting their questions answered from you at your event, they're online getting their questions answered from Google. Even though, like, there's awesome companies out there, but for some reason Google always has negative reviews on there, no matter what, you know. So you want to make sure you're not giving the control of your business over to Google, and then just keep it simple. You know, for us, we teach our team, and for ourselves as well, chips and salsa, water and lemonade, and that's all. If you do a big spread with food, people are automatically going to say no to doing the business, even though they want to, because they're thinking, I don't have the time to do it. Or even some people are thinking, I don't have the money to feed all these people every single week. So you want to make sure that what you're doing can duplicate to the newest person that joins your business. And then also, with that, you want to use your tools for your presentation rather than doing the presentation yourself.
Yeah, Michelle just told you don't be a tool. If you, here's one reason why to keep your event short is if you don't keep your event short, you just validated their biggest objection and concern, which is time. The number one biggest objection in network marketing is I don't have the time. And if you take some hour-and-a-half long presentation to tell about every ingredient, every fact, every pie chart of your company, they're like, yeah, I don't have time for this. I already told you. Meanwhile, you're telling them they could go build this thing 20 minutes a day, but you're taking an hour, hour and a half to present it to them.
Good point.
So it's got to align. The number 2 deadliest mistake, in our opinion, is the oh, by the way, phone caller. And the oh, by the way, phone caller, I'm going to kind of paint the picture here for a second. Let's say you're not the network marketer, you're the prospect. And we've been friends for a number of years. We haven't talked for a couple months because life got busy. And I gave you a call and you saw a caller ID. You saw it was me because, you know, we're pretty close. And you were excited to pick up the phone, see how I'm doing and the family. And we spend the next 30 to 45 minutes catching up. And I ask about your wife and your husband. I hope, hopefully you don't have both, but your kids, your dog, just, you know, little league tournaments, all that good stuff. And we just have a great time catching up. And at the end, I slip in the phrase, hey, oh, by the way, I got this new business I want to tell you about. If that was you, and this might have happened to you, and you might have done this to several people, we did this, and we figured out people didn't like it. Well, here's the problem, is you look like a sleazeball. You look like that guy when you do it. And I'm not pointing the finger at anybody because we did this too. But it's just it's not a very genuine way to conduct yourself. See, the psychology of why we do it is we're thinking, oh, okay, I haven't talked to them in a couple months. I do want to catch up. I want them to know that I care, that I'm interested. But, you know, I've been taught to show the plan, show the plan, show the plan. So I got to get this in front of them. So I'm going to catch up for an hour, and then I'm going to make it seem like an afterthought. I'm going to slip in my business. They're not even going to know because I'm super stealthy, and it's going to be awesome. Well, what we recommend is you need to do 2 things. You need to either just go for it and keep the main thing, which is right up front. You tell them the reason that you're calling, or you catch up with no agenda. So let's dig into those 2 so you don't end up looking like that guy, the oh, by the way, phone caller.
So tips for the go for it, which Adam just eloquently described what it is you want to ask if they have a minute first. A lot of times, you know, you're catching people and they might be in the middle of something. So you want to make sure you have a captive audience, and it's a polite way to just break in the conversation. And you want to say, you know, I do want to catch up soon, but I only have a minute right now. And then insert your reason. The reason for my call is I'm expanding a business in your area, and you popped into my mind as still living there. Can you do me a favor and can I share with you what I'm doing in case you could connect me with some people out there in your area? So you could use geographic, you could use personality. Hey, I started a new business, and I just remember you as being someone that's a go-getter, and you're just the type of person I like to partner with. Would you be open to taking a look at what I'm working on? So that would be more of a direct approach. And I think people that are go-getters like the direct approach personally. Like, they're just type A personalities usually, and so they just like you being upfront.
And also, if you don't have a super close relationship with them where it would be weird to ask for a favor,
right,
then you would use more of that approach that Michelle just talked about.
Yeah. I might have interrupted because I got excited by your point. So what he said again was, if you don't have that close relationship that doesn't warrant a favor, then you want to just go ahead and do the direct approach there. And then also, you know, if it's someone that that you could possibly ask a favor for, you could ask for the favor. Or let's say someone was posting on social media that they just absolutely hated their job and they were looking for something new, or just a need that your product could fill, or your service could fill, or your business could fill. That would be just a go for it type of phone call.
Yeah, there was a story Michelle and I heard recently of a really close friend of ours that had just read our book, and this was one of the topics covered in our book. She had just read it, and then a day or two later got a phone call from someone she hadn't talked to for quite a while. She was excited to reconnect. They had like a 45-minute, hour-long conversation, and that new network marketer at the end of that hour conversation inserted, "Oh, by the way," and our friend just felt sick to her stomach because, one, she just got educated again. You know, her and her husband are involved in the industry, top income earners, but just it just made her feel icky because that whole hour-long conversation she just didn't feel like was very genuine. So you could either go for it like Michelle just talked about, or catch up with no agenda. Now for this one, you take off your recruiting hat. Okay, we know you got to recruit, we know you got to show the plan, but what you want to do in some circumstances is you want to take off your recruiting hat. I was listening to a podcast the other day, and I don't know exactly who quoted this, if it's in a book, but they basically said, well, do you lead with the service, or do you lead with the opportunity, or do you lead with the product, or do you lead with the opportunity? And the guy said, you lead with common sense. So you're going to use common sense with each individual prospect. But what you want to do is take time to be intentional and foster those relationships. You know, your business is probably going to come up if they ask you, hey, what's new? And you can say, well, you know, we got a lot going on. Kids are in school. We got sports. I'm working a gazillion hours. In fact, we just started a business I'd love to share with you, but this isn't the time or place for that. Just wanted to catch up. And as they start to give you, you know, updates on the family, what I'll do on three-way calls and on other prospect calls is I actually take notes on whatever they're talking about. That way, if they tell me about little Johnny's Little League tournament that's coming up, when I follow up in a week or two, I can ask, hey, how was that tournament, man? Did he place? You know, did they get a trophy? And that will mean a lot that you actually listened. And so anyway, business will come up, divert it back. You know, just it's sometimes very tempting to want to throw up all over them. But if you can bite your tongue, I promise you it's going to work out more in your favor.
Right. And it will work out in your favor as well, because when they ask you about your business and you're like, well, I didn't really want to go over it right now. I mean, I want to catch up with you, but maybe we could grab coffee, or maybe we could talk about it another time. So you're actually teeing it up so it's not awkward next time you call them for that exact purpose and you do the go for it approach. So with this, I mean, just like what Adam said, some relationships deserve catching up first in an authentic and genuine way. And don't look at your network marketing business as necessarily as, well, you know, now you have to go and get back with these people, and look at it as a way, wow, I get to actually like have an excuse to foster these relationships again and let it be authentically brought up, and just recognize that relationships are your main importance here in just valuing and encouraging other people.
You know, one training tip that just came to mind, I didn't have a plan to share this, but was given to it was taught to us by one of our mentors, and they said, find out what people want and then show them how they could get it with your opportunity, with your product, with your service. And you know, I reached out to we're part of a fairly new church plant, and I remember reaching out to a guy. We're just encouraged to connect with new people, build community. And I remember I invited a guy for coffee, and we got together and we had a great time. And he told me like months later, he said, you know, I was a little suspicious of why you called, and I really thought you had some type of an agenda, but it was reassuring that you just wanted to connect. And I think because he knew we were in the industry going into the coffee meeting, I think he kind of expected to get pitched, and he was really relieved that he didn't. So just thought I'd share that story as well.
Right. Yeah. So anyway, before we jump into social media spammer, it's okay to take off your recruiting hat once in a while and just take the time to foster genuine relationships. I think a lot of us have such pressure, show the plan, show the plan, show the plan. Well, another leader shared sometimes it's beneficial to slow down to speed up. So that's just, it's
good.
okay that you're not always on.
Yeah, you want to build bridges, not burn them.
Yeah. So, okay. So let's get into the social media spammer. It's pretty obvious exactly what it is. We see it all the time, and Adam and I are huge culprits of it. The problem is for us, when we started on Facebook, I started my Facebook account after I joined network marketing. And I looked at Facebook as just a way, if I post these commercials, fish are going to jump into my boat with no effort. You know, I think that's the excuse that we give ourselves, and this is the psychology of why people do it, is we necessarily don't want to go and call every single person on our list. One, we might fear the phone and rejection. So we think that doing things on Facebook is going to build our business faster, and we're going to avoid all the pain in building a network marketing business. Well, it just doesn't work that way. And so let's go over what to do instead.
So posting links. We used to post, hey, ask me how, make money, save money, you know, watch this video. And here's the bottom line. People get on social media to be entertained, not to be pitched, not to be sold. So if your posts are more of a commercial, I can assure you that people are blocking you. They might not unfriend you, but there's a way for them to block you so they don't have to see your posts. So you're still a friend, let's say on Facebook. I don't know the other platforms that well, but I'd say that the social media spammer is by far the biggest epidemic on Facebook.
Yeah, and so if you want to do more of the business focused posts, I would just start a fan page, because fan pages, that's what you talk about, that's what they're for. And so people could follow you on there if they want more of that. And then once in a while you could share from your fan page. But you know, Adam mentioned the ask me how posts. You really don't need to insert that into your post, because if you're sharing like what the product has done for you, like if you're doing a before and after of your weight loss, you don't need to enter ask me how. People already know that if they want to know what you're doing, they're going to ask you. So that's it on that.
Yeah, arrogant post, that's pretty self-explanatory. But you know, I see a lot of stuff out there that's like you know, I'm on the beach while you're suffering in your cubicle, or you're at your job just over broke, and
journey of the broke.
Yeah, you just got to be cautious of when you're poking fun at how people make a living to put food on the table, because you really should, you know, you want to handle everything with humility. You don't want to build walls. You know, the more arrogant and prideful you get, and sometimes it can sneak up on you, because you go to a lot of meetings, and we're all about freedom. I mean, we're about time freedom, we're about money freedom, we're about cubicle freedom. But you can sometimes start to have that I'm better than you attitude, and if that comes across on Facebook, it's going to turn people off, not attract them to you.
And private messaging, long explanations of your business, and even doing your invitation through private message doesn't work. I actually received a few recently, and they were super long, and you know, that those just plain aren't effective.
Michelle doesn't even read messages from me if it's more than 2 sentences. Like, people just tune out, you know. And that brings us to invitations through Facebook events. You know, I don't even see those Facebook events. I'm not sure why. We just had a friend that was going to have a birthday party, and they did their invite through a Facebook invite. They ended up canceling the birthday party because nobody responded. I think it's because nobody saw it. We would have definitely gone. They're super close friends of ours, and we felt terrible. So don't use Facebook invitations for your events as a, you know, maybe you could do like a team party or something like that. But I'm just going to tell you, some people won't see it, and some people are going to pretend they didn't see it. And by them avoiding it, it's their way of saying no, but not saying no to your face.
Yeah. So a couple of points that come up here is when, like, let's say, you know, a lot of your people, this is what you want to teach your new people as they come on board, is to refrain from posting all over social media, because that almost like sets off the alarm bells to all of their contacts. So when they actually do call, pick up the phone and call, they're like, oh, I know exactly why they're calling. So you don't want that. And then also, this tip right here, refrain from posting company name. It may be a little bit controversial. I think a lot of people would say, well, you want to proudly display your company. And yes, you do. I'm not going to tell you that you have to be super religious about it. But here's our reasoning for this is if someone sees, some interesting things and you're posting your company name, and maybe it's something new, they will go to Google before going to you to do their research. So again, you're giving Google the control instead of you taking control over the process and exposing the business to them or your products to them. So you always want to raise that curiosity and just for them to contact you instead of leaving it to Google to answer questions for you.
Yeah, here's a little thing. Last week, we lost a prospect, customer, and a prospective business partner. It's been a long day over here. And I lost them to the internet. Our company's a huge company. We've got great, accolades, track record, but there's a lot of people out there that don't like us. And, people blame anybody for anything. And so they did some research online, saw some negative reviews, decided to not do business with us. And, I thought it was funny. I asked him about his business. And this particular person was a business owner. They did about 500 transactions last year. I mean, surely they had at least one happy customer, but they only had one review online, and it was a negative review. So do people typically go run into the computer to post a positive review or a negative review? They go run into the computer to post a negative review. So here's a guy that told us no because he saw a few negative reviews, when he doesn't even have any positive ones himself for his own business. So if I was looking into his service, I'd call him and I'd say, listen, man, I'm going elsewhere because nobody thinks highly of your business. So again, the internet's a beautiful tool, but it also can be pretty sabotaging as well. And so that was my fault for not letting them know, hey, if you do decide to do research online, here's what you're going to see and here's why. And we're not trying to hide it. And this is what we've done on a positive note. And, just knowing how to be proactive is what I'm saying.
Yeah. And I think just the expectation that your company is going to be completely perfect is, that's a high expectation there. I don't think that would ever happen. So it's okay if there's negative reviews. There always is, and that's just the reality of it.
I think even Mother Teresa is a scam if you Google it.
Or kittens.
Kitty scam, Walmart scam.
So let's go over some additional tips. You want to go ahead and rotate 5 subjects. So it's not tedious for your friends and family. They just don't feel like all you do is talk about your business and you're becoming that guy. So you just want to rotate. What are you passionate about? We love to post about our daughter. We love to post about our faith and just fun things happening at church. We love to post about our business. We love to post about motivational quotes and hobbies and just being outside.
Is eating a hobby?
Yeah. And then, just keep it fresh for everybody because the people that are following you that aren't in your business care about all of those things too.
Yeah, lifestyle posts, showcasing pictures, group pictures. Everybody wants to feel like they belong to a family, they belong to a community. And so just, posting exciting events, exciting pictures without posting links and without selling, without pitching. We've had people go, you guys look like you have a lot of fun. What is it that you exactly do? Because they see us traveling, they see us in different places. So that's pretty huge.
And also asking questions. Make sure your posts are engaging. Encourage people to come into conversation with you. The more engaging your posts are, the more Facebook actually makes it visible to people. And so that's just a fairly new algorithm, I think, with Facebook. So they hide things that people aren't really liking or commenting on. So if you end with a question, that's going to promote engagement in your post.
Yeah. So keep it clean, keep it G-rated, cussing, drinking, all that. I mean, don't, lampshade on your head. You probably won't see my debut of my swimsuit calendar because we do want to keep it G-rated. So just keep it, keep it professional because you never know who's going to see it and how that's going to affect your influence.
And, if you know it or not, you're branding yourself on social media. Everything from what you post, what you share. So if you're always sharing scandalous things, that's how people are pretty much summing you up as a leader. And they're asking themselves if that opportunity ever came up that they're interested in possibly partnering with you and your company, is this person someone that I would follow? So that's why we just say keep it clean. You just never know who's out there.
I've even heard, we don't hire anybody, but I've even heard of employers like on resumes, they go and look them up on Facebook and they see what type of lifestyle, like if they're, just if they think they'll be reliable, things like that. So anyway, I jumped in there.
That's all right. And then you want to take the conversation offline as soon as possible. Don't have your entire conversation explaining your business on Messenger. You want to go ahead and get a phone number as soon as possible. So that just basically brings us to a message that I have sent out that's very effective. A lot of people always ask, hey, I have more contacts in Facebook than on my written list, and I don't have phone numbers for them. And I was in that too, and they happen to be people that, I haven't talked to in 10 years since high school. And so they're just, what do you do with that? And so this right here that you see is the exact message that I've sent, and then I've gotten their phone number and I've taken the conversation offline. So it go like, hey Jim, it's Michelle from Harvard. FYI, I didn't go to Harvard. Looks like you have been doing great. I'm expanding a business in your area. I want to see if I could share it with you. In case you know some key people that you could connect us with. Again, people love being connectors. And so allow them that honor to connect you with some people, and they're more than happy to get on the phone with you. So after they would agree, what you want to do is ask for their phone number. You could also say, hey, if I tried to explain it over here, like it'd take a lot of your time. I know you're probably busy. Let's just get on the phone real quick. What's your phone number? Make an appointment for the call. So you could say, does Tuesday or Wednesday of next week work for you? And you just want to set that appointment and take the conversation offline as soon as possible and take them through your company system.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Who's Jim?
Yeah, good point. I use this also for people that I wouldn't necessarily build a relationship with. There's those friends from school, like girlfriends that I have that I finally find on social media again, and I take the time to actually get to know them again. Now, as for Jim, it would be better for me and Adam in our relationship to not want to build that relationship again. So I'm just going to keep it strictly business. And so that's a great message for people that you necessarily wouldn't build a friendship with.
Yeah, unless Jim wants to get real close with my one iron. So we want to talk just a minute about the gap as we wrap up. And it's not the thigh gap if you're a woman on the call. Michelle,
is it bad that I don't have a thigh gap?
Michelle told me about the thigh gap. I guess it's a pretty big deal. But anyway, there is two things every company focuses on. You've got the proven system, the mechanics, and then you have the personal growth and development. So with the proven system, it starts something like having a why, then creating a written list, then inviting people to look or to try your products, and it's just going through the basics that have been proven that have created tons of success. It's the what to do, what to say, how to say it. Then you've got the personal growth and development side. It's the mental game. It's changing the way you think. It's developing yourself as a leader. Michelle and I, we started this business. We didn't view ourselves as leaders. Now we do, and we enjoy leading and we enjoy influencing. But what we found is we feel like there is a gap, and network marketing etiquette fills that gap. And here's why we think there's a gap, is the network marketing etiquette is not taught, it's caught. I don't hear about this stuff, from the front of the room. I don't hear about it in the company systems. I certainly don't read about it in personal development. It's all the things that you need to know to do and not to do and to avoid so you don't have that unnecessary rejection. And so what Michelle and I did is we compiled it. We put it all into one book. It's titled Don't Be That Guy in Network Marketing. And we cover the 21 common mistakes that will label you as that guy. Now, in case you're not familiar with the slang term, that guy, the Urban Dictionary defines it as the person everybody loves to hate and never wants to become. So you don't want to be that guy. And today, let me get a hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
We just launched our book on Amazon today. So if you got value out of those 3 tips, those are actually 3 chapters from the 21 chapters that we cover, the 21 common mistakes. And you can go on to Amazon right now. We made it real simple. If you go to That Guy on Amazon.com, it'll take you to our author page, and you can get the Kindle or the paperback for a screaming deal that Michelle's going to talk to you about. But it's all packaged into one book. If there's conversations that would be hard for you to have with your team, allow us to have those conversations. You know, sometimes it's hard to talk about personal hygiene, like, you know, hey, Joe, your breath smells. That's why your prospects are running away. Like, we talk about it in the book. We get super real. There's action tips. There's scripts. It's very practical stuff. And we've had some phenomenal feedback from other leaders in the field.
Yeah, so basically we wanted to make it fun since this is a launch period. Between the periods of March 8th and March 22nd, by the way, the price of the Kindle right now for 3 days is 99 cents. So killer deal. You could download that. I don't know if you can even get a chicken sandwich, because even chicken sandwiches are 107
That's
with
not
tax.
chicken.
Yeah. So super screaming deal. And so we're going to do a ticket system. So if you download your Kindle, that's 1 ticket. If you, for every paperback copy that you purchase, that's 1 ticket each. So if you're a leader, equip your team. You know, this is going to pay back thousands upon thousands of dollars, because your team is going to stay in the game.
Mm-hmm.
An Amazon review. We love reviews. So that will give you 10 tickets. And if you don't know how to leave a review, I posted a video and it will show you step by step how to do it. You just go to Adam and Michelle Carey on Facebook and you'll see the video there. And then also, if you share your purchase or review on Facebook, that's 5 tickets. And once you're done with all of that, email us at the 411 at adamandmichellecarey.com. Tell us the number of tickets that you get, and we'll keep track of it. We're trusting you on the honor system, Boy Scouts honor.
But if you win, we're going to double check it.
Yeah.
So you don't want to be caught as a liar.
Yeah.
Because then you would be that guy.
That would be embarrassing.
Do we have a liar in our, we don't have a liar, that guy in our book.
Oh, we should.
So maybe we'll come out with the, I don't know, the anniversary edition or something. So make sure to get that email to us by March 22nd. There's some prizes for you to make this more fun. Prizes are pretty simple. You're going to win coaching and signed books, free books. But the first place prize, not only do you win 25 signed books, but you're also going to win a day of coaching on location. So we would love to take you to Tahoe or to Napa. We're kind of in the middle, right in Sacramento. You could fly into Sacramento. So here's the deal. You got to take care of your travels, but you get the day with us. You get lunch and dinner. We get to cover whatever you want to talk about. You want to talk about branding, prospecting. You want to do a special call with your team. You want to do some videos, whatever you want to do. We'll have a great time, and we'll make sure we get you equipped. We'll tell you everything that we know. As much as we can fit into in a day.
Possibly drink some wine.
We might have to do that. Yeah. A little bit of wine.
Yeah, we're going to get a limo so we could just have fun.
Okay. So we're going to need to sell some books.
Yeah.
So anyway, we're pumped about it. We want to give back and to show our appreciation. But Michelle, here's what some of the leaders are actually saying out there about our book.
Yeah, so we're not going to read all of this for you, but you know, Esther Spina, she's the author of 2 best-selling books, also a network marketing multimillionaire. And we have Simon Chan. He's no stranger to our profession, the founder of MLM Nation.
Check out his podcast, by the way, if you haven't listened to that. Interviews a lot of leaders in the profession.
Yeah, he's a part of our daily routine. So that's just what they've honestly written about our book. We have Jordan Adler, the author of Beach Money. And funny thing is Jordan's book, Beach Money, actually was the first book on network marketing that Adam and I read, and it changed our business because it helped us realize that what we're going through is normal. So it's funny that it circles full circle when we you know, have our book out.
Well, the more money you make, the less hair you get. So I'm on the right track.
Oh, that's gonna get back to Jordan.
No, it's all good. He wears it.
You'll see how bald Adam is when we switch back over. And then Richard Bliss Brooke, super MLM man, funny videos there, and the author of 4-Year Career, and he's a veteran, a 30+ year veteran of network marketing.
He also has a podcast too.
And a podcast, and he has a company. He owns a company.
He does a lot.
So we're super excited when he messaged us back And so that's just what some leaders are saying. Again, you could go to that guy on Amazon.com if you haven't already. And we just appreciate you spending some time with us tonight. And we hope you got value, and just like value after value. That's what we're passionate about, is just getting this information out there, helping everyone, because we know how we felt when we were making these mistakes, you know, and we don't want you to feel that way. And we don't, if you're a leader and you're seasoned, like imagine the new person, imagine yourself new again in network marketing. You know, it's pretty scary. So if we can help them conduct themselves in a way that's attractive, all the better.
Yeah, and for you to spend the time training them on all of the content in this book, it would take a lot of your personal time. So why don't just put a tool in their hands or have them download it for 99 cents, get the Kindle, check it out, and please, please give us some feedback. We love hearing testimonies. We had a testimony from a lady that was having no success. She wanted some personal coaching. We told her to read our book first, and she messaged us back and had like 7 or 8 appointments because she implemented and made those tweaks on the invitation, some of the other stuff that we talk about in the book. And so we love hearing testimonies. But above all, we appreciate you guys. And for social media, make sure to jump on Facebook and follow us. We do most of our social media on Facebook and YouTube. We are on Twitter and LinkedIn, but you can go to adamandmichellecarey.com and subscribe to our free weekly blog. We do some training videos, and it'll give you access to some pretty cool stuff. So if you have not yet done that, do that. And other than that, I think we're about done here.
Yeah, so we just want to say hi again. So I'm going to exit there. You're going to see some craziness.
Uh-oh.
Let's see.
Oh!
Hi. Yeah, that just came out quickly, didn't it? So anyway, honestly, if you guys have feedback or questions, or let's say you run into a situation and you don't know how to go about it, should I do this route or should I do this route? Email us. We are super involved, and we're not like the type of people where you email in a question and we never get back to you. We actually really do.
We're real people.
Yeah. So we had a lot of help, and we want to just return the favor. So anyway, we just wanted to say good night.
Hey, do we need to let them know how the book's doing?
Yeah.
Like, did you tell them?
No.
You didn't tell them? Tell them.
Okay, so today was our official launch.
And then we're done after this.
Yeah, we have 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Because we said it was an hour. So we are #1 in business etiquette.
Come on.
Yeah, for both paperback and Kindle. And we're #1 in multi-level for Kindle. And then we're #1 in one more category. I forget.
I don't know, but we're #2 in multi-level across the board. So Eric Worre is holding the throne for GoPro. Amazing book. I mean, you got to have that book. And he's only about 1 million copies ahead of us. But
can we dethrone him even for a minute?
Just for a second to get a screenshot.
Awesome if we could just dethrone him.
So #2 in multi-level, #1 in business etiquette, and we just launched today. So pretty amazing. We're like worn out. It's been so fun.
My eyes are red.
We've been promoting. So let's wrap this up so these guys can get this book. Thanks for jumping on here with us today. Awesome. Are we still live? We're still live.
Oh, okay. I'm going to get you guys to a page. Hopefully it works.
All right.
Bye.